Welcome to Newrealities. I'm Alan Steinfeld, and I'm back here with Aurora, Juliana, Ariel, and we're talking about the reprogramming of our consciousness to awaken the codes of immortality. And I think that's what I really want to go into on this program. And Aurora's coming from a place of awakening, a place where she's been in touch with the divine essence since her childhood. So that's why I'm so interested in talking to you about how you've uncovered this, what you feel the destiny of humanity is, and how we're going to get there. Because we were born to be immortal. We were born to, what I say, spiritualize the human vehicle. And we've been programmed actually not even to think about that, or not even to be aware that that's possible. So tell me what you know.
Poor, poor planet Earth. What a dilemma here. Well, you know, as I always say, that I've seen that we're in a highly mutable holographic field that is playing out the movies of different soul destinies, soul learning modules. And yet, for, I think, a long, long time now, humanity's gotten so encoded with the human shadow aspects, different societal and family and programming from beliefs, that it has caused this planet to really be in distress. It really is the causal level of why all the messes we're seeing on this planet and why suffering has been perpetuated here.
Yeah, and it's people love their dramas. Because they think that's all they are. Right. Does this person like me? There's this. I'm going to do this. It's the human drama.
Yeah.
And there's more to our destiny than that. So,
well, I've found, which is exciting, as I've worked deeply in the psyches of humanity and individuals that were in the throes of all kinds of impossible conditions, that at the core of even a person with the most virulent abusive tendencies or addiction or whatever's playing out is their spirit, their eternal immortal self, which was very exciting for me to find, that even though we're overlaid here with all this drama, with all this encoding in human programs and things playing out, and even out of touch with, I guess, of who we truly are and under the amnesia, that at the core of our being, our spirit is intact, that no matter how we've played it in this virtual reality, Earth, and really there is no judgment or blame I've ever found for any way we've played it. It's all learning and growth and advancement on a soul level, that no matter how we've played it, no matter how tainted or ruined or destroyed we believe we've become, at the core of our being, we are intact. That our immortal, eternal self has never been ruined or wrecked. We are not wrecked. Neither do we need to redeem ourselves on this planet, which has been a prevailing belief system that I have worked extensively to help.
We don't have to redeem ourselves from.
There's no sense of shame, blame, wrongdoing we need to redeem ourselves from to be able to go back to the realms of light. We are from the higher realms, and we come in, or whatever plane we're evolving on, and we come in and we pick up where we left off, like a video game, and now we're learning and growing in the world of form and playing out from our unconscious all kinds of realities.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to say that when you say our spirit's intact, our spirit has integrity to fulfill the destiny of the soul, if you want to say that. So if the soul wants to have certain experiences, that's fine. The spirit will provide those experiences, but we're coming now, and this is what we'll talk about, to the end of a cycle.
Yes.
Every lifetime, it's been the same drama, one after the other. It's been the pattern of our human condition, but here at the end of this cycle, we have the chance to go someplace new.
It's very exciting. It's very exciting.
Let's go.
All right. Well, I mean, I've remembered who we are, what we're doing here, what we all intended, that what I call the front runner souls who are here to help move the planet into a more loving, more enlightened era. And so because so many of us are here, I have great hope for our future. I've actually been in the future and seen our future of what we've all accomplished, and we're making great headway. When more and more of us understand that we got to get to these causal levels of this unconscious programming and heal it and transform it, that's where more of us daily, yearly are awakening into the full potential of who we truly are. And I call that living in our authentic selves. And I've been able to accomplish a high 90 percentile of the time being in my authentic self, training others to do that, while masterfully dealing with the shadow aspects, the elements that must come up during this time, because we need to clean it up and we need to clear it out of the psyche of humanity. When we do that, we are allowing finally our spirits, our immortal selves, to manifest the glory of the higher intention, the higher divine plan for our souls and a planet. And it really is the only way we're going to have Eden return to Earth or have peace on Earth. We have to be masterful of these elements in the psyche. We need to be healing them as they arise. We need to be on this constant transformational transfiguration process, and many people call the ascension process. And that way we are altering the timelines and moving us into ever glorious future potentials.
Right, so we're bringing in these immortal codes. So why don't we do the thing that your daughter talks about? We can go through the step-by-step process, or we can just let it come through us. Or why don't we do that one?
My daughter's so cute. Forever she's gotten sessions from me, and of course I developed the quest, a 7-step, and taken her through that. But then she found out that I was doing soul remedy healing, soul destiny, and that I'm just able to work on that level really fast with the inner aspects. So I'm able to help them transform without a big process. Yes. Now, I do think the process is important, that we learn it, master it, and then you can do it faster and faster so that we're on it. So when something starts running, we're actually in the next session. We're not 8 days angry and carrying forward stories and patterns. And we don't want to do that, or it's going to go lifetimes and it'll never stop.
That's right. So for my audience, our audience, this audience, let's just take the fast track to the divine and bring that through, because I think we've gone through these things lifetime after lifetime. It's like, enough. Let's just...
That is, if we have had lifetimes here.
Most people have.
Well, that's the theory. However, when you're a scientist in the laboratory of soul like I am, you find out all kinds of interesting things. Histories, who everybody is really, and did they actually, are they one of the slowly evolving souls that have ever been slowly in their learning modules?
They're not watching this program if they...
Right. Or... Did we come in and take over for more slowly evolving souls, because they're used to living in the shadow self, in their patterns all day long, and never knew anything more. And consequently, their higher selves then were like up a crystal cord, because their patterns were running everything down here.
Right.
Now we've got a group of souls, who I call the violets, that have come in encoded for personal planetary transformation through their own transfiguration, who elected to, and this is not theory, I have seen this over and over, everything I speak of, I'm like, have to find the truth. Yes, I absolutely love to find what is the truth and get to the bottom of it all. And what's so interesting is a lot of souls come in from higher realms and taken the chip, come into embodiment, come in through the baby, being a baby, but taken a chip of that soul lineage to help clean it up. So this is something really essential I want everyone to understand, because so many amazing, wonderful, spiritual people are feeling bogged down by the shadow side and like something's wrong and why are they like this, and shame and guilt. and pain around it. I want that to be eradicated immediately by sharing with you absolutely that I found every single time we took it on to heal it for all humanity. If you are one of the violet people, if you have come in to help move the planet into this new era, more enlightened era, if you're encoded with the vision of a transformed world and your life has been about healing and transforming and awakening and ascending into the truth of who you are, you very well might not have had these embodiments that you remember, or maybe just a handful of them. But basically, we came in such fiery spirits that we wouldn't sit with the patterns like the normal humans here have done forever. And therefore, we not only took them on, but we understood that we have to heal this level, because this is the causal level where all the great travail, all the genocides, all dark beings parading, in positions of power, and all the bad stuff that's so alarming on this planet, it's all coming out of the psyche. So this is the point and place that needs the most healing. And as we do that, and we rise into our authentic selves and live in that self more often, then we're being positive and proactive as vessels of this greater light and plan for Earth. Then we're one with the divine plan that's orchestrating this huge planetary transformation.
And that is what's happening, and that's why I think people watch this program and people go to your workshops, and this is why I'm traveling around the planet, accessing information for people who are ready for that next step to change, to reconnect their lineage back to their divine origins, and to awaken their true sense of the authentic self. So
we were talking about that mystical thing my
yes,
daughter
we're talking
likes.
about the fast track instead of doing the long. Go ahead.
Now, the long thing's great because you can do it faster and faster, and then finally just do it in 20 minutes, 10 minutes. I do it in minutes, okay? But it's great to master the quest and learn it.
Of course.
Everyone can get that book that has the formula in it off my websites. The Quest, Heal Your Life, Change Your Destiny.
But what you're going to do, right?
However, you're just like my daughter.
You're just going to
My daughter found out I was able to, which kind of came out of the closet on my mystical side a couple years ago, and now all the telesummits and everyone wants this. But what, instead of a process, I am able to see the parts of self holding a configuration place. I can work with them, get a read on them, and help them transform very quickly.
And we can do it for people watching too, because that's what we
Well, it always does link up. Well, if you want a divine healing transmission from the realms of light, we can do that too.
I think we want that.
And then that'll be a blessing for everybody listening and all those across the world that just need the next increment lifted off, the next healing, and our beloved Mother Earth and the elementals. So happy to gift that for sure.
Right. And I'm not saying you can't do this on your own. Of course you can. But let's just get a coding on how you actually do it by following the energies that are coming through Aurora here, and then we'll access those divine realms.
Well, I have to say that I just feel so grateful that we have so much divine assistance at this time, and we set it up that way. There's just no way we could have facilitated this great change to the magnitude it needs. All the systems to be upgraded, all humanity's DNA to be upgraded, everything, the programs to be upgraded. And so what the Divine Ones have said, and which I've witnessed and remembered, is we came here to stand in the earth and do this physical aspect of it, and then as vessels bring in this great global renaissance we're having and all these beautiful new inventions here, while they stayed in the realms of light to assist us from those realms. But it really does take invoking them to get the assistance. So they needed somebody in physical time to invoke it in.
So let's invoke.
Well, first you wanted a healing.
Oh, okay.
Then we could do a
okay. They're two different things.
That mystical thing?
I thought that was part of the same thing.
No, it's two different things.
Oh, okay. We'll do both. Okay, you can do the healing, and then we'll invoke them. Okay. But you can talk through it. Tell us what you're actually doing.
Yes, of course, but it's going to go really fast.
That's fine.
Okay.
Okay.
And then right after that, I'll talk more about this really exciting present time offering from the realms of light of recoding humanity's DNA with the immortality, abundance, and destiny codes.
That is what we want.
This is what I know you're highly
I think
interested
this is what
in.
everyone
Yes.
wants, even though they may not know it.
It's good to know we're getting that assistance,
Right.
and that this upgrade is essential, important, and I can speak to that in a moment.
Okay.
But first, you want a personal healing.
If you want to, go ahead.
Well, then we need to know a little bit of what
sure.
you would like to heal so I can get the drift and start reading some of the aspects.
Okay, so
in
I
chart.
think there's still some things in the way of the joy frequencies. I think there's a couple of projects that I feel I've been struggling with that I want to just flow smoothly so they can start to reach the public. It's definitely bringing this program to a wider audience. So
galactically?
Galactically. It's already
piped into other planets.
It's already galactically, but I want this to do more locally, planetarily. Start locally, but on the planet.
Good.
But just, so there's many things, avenues I'm working on that I feel like it can be freed up more.
Yes. How freely do you want me to read it?
Ultimately, free. Go ahead, do what you do. Don't worry about the camera.
I'm more concerned about you.
No, I mean, don't worry that people are watching.
Okay. Yeah, you have one aspect that's coming forward, and every aspect now is linked up with a lot of sub-aspects. We're getting, I'm seeing in my work now, thousands, and going into the psyches of humanity, millions in each session. There's a massive cleanup that's going on. And so back in the day, it used to be one aspect and it would get transformed. Now it's cool. So when I talk about an aspect in you, it's representing many. Okay? This one is the next piece for you. Okay? So I just want to share that nothing's wrong by us having wrong. These things.
It's always a process.
It's the next piece. And as we go within and heal the next piece and we graduate to the next level of our authentic selfhood, our divinity, and it's usually ready for the next level. You've been talking about you're ready to go the next level and of your service to humanity, this great service you've been doing. Mm-hmm. So right on time is you've been becoming aware of this block and that you're ready to be in this greater
do we have to call it
joy.
Block, or can we call it something that I have to learn or understand and move through so I can get this soul wisdom of that experience? Would you call it that?
Yes, that's why I developed the process like I did, so we can consciously understand, not just release things.
Right.
And sometimes it is important to get those pieces to the puzzle to understand our own identity, how we took it on, and also the gift we're giving to humanity by cleaning it up.
Right. So, okay, you were saying?
Sad, sad, sad. Very sad part of you. Very traumatized.
Okay.
Hugely encoded with self-worth issues. And not being able to see himself clearly. Very young child, and reinforced through time. It's actually linking up with a lot of people. It's a condition in the earth that is keeping people from being joyous and free and happy like a child, right? It's that dampening down. And your piece to the puzzle that you're helping right now clear in your family line and humanity through this, our collaboration session today, is encoded with a core belief of I can't actualize my potential. There's a deep, deep sorrow that I came to Earth to help, and yet I got ruined. I got damaged.
I think that goes back to
and
past lives and also my father's lineage and probably my mother's lineage too.
Yeah.
But, okay.
It's kind of, it's anything we find in ourselves is in the collective. That's why it links up and we can do greater healings with it all. But this part I have a lot of compassion for. But it's showing up largely as a child with a conglomerate of aspects that are speaking to a major wounding and then it's linking up with people around the world, inner aspects, some that have gone through genocides, and picking up a lot from Auschwitz.
That was my last lifetime.
Well, it's very strong cleansing. We're accessing those records right now, and it's cleansing that as we're bringing it forward into the light. Your aspect, just the core one, just wants to fulfill his divine destiny plan. That's his longing and hope. And he's been so burdened down by this lineage patterning and programming and the dampening down of the senses even, and not being able to have the full wide range of delight and childlike wonder and happiness and joyous. We are. It is all getting done. Impatient one.
No, but is it getting done as you talk about the thing that's in the... Is it like unfolding and unraveling? Okay.
Yes, they're lightening up as they're sharing their storyline.
Okay.
And I'm seeing, because I'm tapping right into the unconscious, these parts that have dwelled below our conscious awareness. And this part's telling me his story, you see.
Okay, I get it. Okay.
And I have to say, I experience you in a high joy, and you're lighthearted, and you're amazing. But we're delving in, and this part is more heavy and burdened and sorrowful and can't actualize his potential, right? Mm-hmm. And so these parts of us have jewels for us. They're treasures. I mean, this is more exciting than amassing wealth, because when we access these parts and we transform them and we access those jewels of who we are and our talents, our gifts, our abilities, it's just a treasure trove in there. And also, if anybody's dealing with something like you feel dampened down, your joy level is really diminished, you're not feeling good about yourself, any of these things, we don't have to go outside and start doing these machinations to get that, get more confidence, get more wealth, get more, happy. Or just undo it from within, and then you're back in your true authentic self.
So are we undoing it as they're named, and there's like a clearing that's happening?
I am. It's not a method I'm passing right now, because it's just from thousands and millions of aspects I've helped heal at this point. I'm able to do it in minutes, because now it's been important, divinely orchestrated, to do the global healing forums every month and do masses of healing
because
without
of the
once.
beings that are working through you
from the high realms of light. Divine,
and they're coming through you now.
Their presence is very here, very strong right now. I'm helping your aspects with the magical healing powers I've attained or came to earth with, and in a few moments they will give a blessing healing, and I'll talk first of all about the codes before we do that. Right now I want to see how your aspect's doing.
Okay, I'll tune into those aspects.
Yeah, he's maturing now. He's ready. He's ready. He's throwing off the cloak of the past because he needed to understand it. That's why you were born into this lineage. Needed to pick up those threads of the genocides, and that worked as a grist for the mill. That was like that sand that makes the pearl, that drove you to have a planetary caring and conscious, and to do the amazing global work you're doing to help enlighten and free humanity. So it actually goes hand in hand. And now it would be overkill for it to stay in this unconscious form.
Memory that just came to me is I remember my father's father, my grandfather, saying when he was drafted into the Russian Revolution, they asked people, like the Jews there in that part of Poland, if they were communists, and he was with his friends, and if they said no or something, they were shot. So he witnessed his friends get shot in front of him, and that trauma, I think, went into the DNA.
Yes.
And then, of course, it's passed down from generation to generation. So that little piece of the family constellation, I felt just be tapped into here.
Yeah, perfect. And it's also even going into Cambodia right now, Pol Pot, Rwanda, Turkey with the Armenians, wherever there's been genocide, it's I don't know if you could feel it. I almost have a sick feeling in my stomach because it's so strong right now. We're like got it up, so I could just feel it in my solar plexus. The immensity of the genocides, the immensity of the human travail on this planet, and yet everything just coming out of...
I feel it now too. Here.
Yes. And it's to be relieved momentarily. Yeah, so this planet's been a case, yet we all came to clean this up, and so everybody roll up your sleeves. Now that you can get the quest for free, you can do this, and it doesn't look quite like this, but it's a wonderful, amazing process I describe in another show with you.
Right.
So right now, all right.
So if you keep looking, so that's as we talk about it, it's clearing because it goes from subconscious or even ancestral, not collective conscious, to the conscious, to let it out into the light.
Yes, but that's not enough. I just want to make sure everybody realizes just bringing your unconscious conscious and understanding your patterns or seeing the history does not heal and transform the aspects. They need to be dealt with directly, and this is not a good example of it because you're not going to see what I'm really doing. No. But if you see the other segment about the quest where I'm describing the steps, you'll understand better that the aspects must be transformed to be in their full potential self, that all wounding and coding belief systems, structures, vows, wills, intentions are transformed. This is a child part. He's now looking like a man, and not even a man, he's in his divinity now. So we have this aspect of you.
Okay.
And he represents 27,000 aspects we've just healed in your unconscious that we're all holding this matrix in place, the records of memories from the times and in your family lineage, and a lot of self-esteem issues and sense of unworthiness that came with it as a byproduct of it.
I think we're also healing a lot of genocide.
Globally, but 27,000 in you and more in your family line. And then in all humanity right now, it really is in the millions of inner aspects, subconscious. We're on a very deep level of the unconscious right now, transforming back to full potential self. So what I see with this work is a lot of people might not have this technology, but they're praying, they're meditating, they're doing their part. But through these global healings, there's a great assistance coming in as we're healing. It's really up-leveling all of humanity.
Well, so then let's move into a global healing.
Well, we just have to tune in one more
second. Go ahead. No, I don't want to rush through anything. No, I want to get everything you got, so go ahead.
All right, so we just want to check in. And we got to make sure they're fully transformed. They're all transformed. But on my 7th step in the transfiguration, in the quest 7 steps, my very favorite question is, how is your life going to be different, or how's my life going to be different now that this piece, these aspects have been healed and transformed? So I want to get that info for you.
Well, I think I'll have more freedom. I think I'll have more ability I'm having more ability to put my creative insights into the world to help other people realize themselves. So this is also what I'm here for, and this is my excitement. How can I bring my insights of these higher aspects to help other people lift us all up, and we can all be part of this great paradise, this great garden.
Well, you've been doing a great job, and I see now from their transfiguration, you're now going to the next level in your ability to manifest physically and actualize a greater potential, greater aspect of your immortal self. So like I said earlier on, humanity forever was encoded and running this virus in the human computer system, which played out all the patterns all day. Now we're waking up and getting into our authentic self more and more. So it's no longer up the crystal cord, way, way far away. We have a higher self somewhere that barely gets to influence our lives. Now, like through sessions like this, we're anchoring in the truth of who we are. We're coming into manifesting the glory of our eternal immortal selves and allowing that to be in all planes of being, including the physical realm. So now you're going to be actualizing the next level of a greater potential. You're going to have higher notes of joy you're going to be reaching now. You're going, it's like this in the octaves, and you'll be able to access that carefree, childlike wonder on even a higher degree.
I feel lighter. I feel more awake, actually.
Yeah, and like I said, I experience you as lighthearted
right, but
person.
there's always aspects.
Well, there's the next pieces coming up.
Right.
And for a while, they cloud over the truth of who we are. That's why we want to do it fast. We want to get right to it. No more being babies on the planet,
right,
like the normal humans that have been evolving here forever. If we want the change we came to bring, we have to be living in the new paradigm. We need to be in our authentic selves, and we need to get masterful of dealing with this other part and feel good about it. Feel good that, you know, this is our offering to a planet, to our family lineages. And if we didn't want to play it out this way, all of us millions would have just come in as enlightened beings and walk around in our robes and been gurus.
But also, if we came in enlightened beings, we wouldn't learn the value of the material plane. We wouldn't learn the value or the worth of creation in a way. The fact that we had to come up through these very difficult ranks gives us the quality of soul experience that helps to awaken the mind of God that wouldn't be intact if we just came in enlightened.
It would have been hard because, as I said before, when I was 16, I was getting awakened and visitations and remembrances and connecting with the divine realms of light, frequencing my homeland, interacting and getting trained by divine ones. I would have, and I was a bit, when I was 16, out of touch with suffering of humanity. I couldn't, it was just foreign. Mm-hmm. And so it was through my mother's illness and my own travail of these patterns starting to play out that I actually started tapping into suffering in this world, and I actually started understanding it from the inside out. And then I was compelled to bring a remedy.
But what was the purpose of suffering on this kind of human conscious level?
You mean in globally for all this time?
Why did we as divine beings create suffering? What was that you were here to learn with that in your experience?
Well, from what I've understood is collectively we are creating the reality on Earth because we're in a holodeck type of experience, virtual reality, each having our learning modules. And just for a long, long time, this has been a planet of suffering where souls come to learn about suffering, where souls work through suffering, learn and grow through suffering. But there's been a lot of dominance, control, tampering,
what do we learn
suffering
from
here.
Suffering? What does the soul learn from suffering?
To love ourselves, to not allow suffering to ourselves because we are valuable and we don't deserve to suffer, to have compassion for other people, to care, to make a difference, to have a fire in us to bring something out worthy, to alleviate suffering. There's just countless stories I get when I help people heal from things that are causing great suffering. There's always that win side of it. Yet in the system of Earth, there was a time where it was a very enlightened world and high advanced civilization, but high consciousness. Then there was a descent. Some people think that was wrong and bad. I don't have a judgment on it. It's just a lot of the shadow aspects and encoding and manipulation and things started happening. And so then, as far as I can understand, it became a planet with a lot of dramas and dark stuff going on and all these things from projected out from the collective psyche of humanity and the shadow side. And now, from what I understand, us with those that stayed behind in the realms of light and a lot of beings are here on Earth to help upgrade the system and to end that cycle and put an end to the reign of darkness on Earth, and a place to come, to suffer. and we're bringing it back into a pristine Edenic world again. Why, I don't know, but we all are doing it.
I think it increases the value of ourselves. We understand the true worth. Anita Morjani, you know who she is, had a near-death experience, and she realized she never lived her life for herself. She always lived it for other people. So she came back from the other side saying, no, I'm living for me. I'm valuing myself first. So I think suffering has been to create the understanding of value and the preciousness of the divine aspect. And of course, we didn't need to do that. And this is your last chance for suffering.
Because we're ending it on Earth.
We're ending it, so
no more
get it
suffering.
in while you can.
So if you want to suffer some more, don't work on your inner aspects and don't heal your patterns.
But we've learned it. We've learned it, and we're moving on. And I hope you've gotten it, because I think I've gotten it. You know, I think I've understood it, and you know, want to go as deeply into the value of the divine aspect as I can. And as I say that, I feel those old patterns coming in and starting to clear. So, you know, I feel like the darkening thought forms trying to invade that sense of light, and then as I stay with that, I feel the light washing out those other aspects.
Beautifully said.
Thank you.
You, me, and all of us together, let's just roll up our sleeves, let's be on it. And it truly is fun to cruise in the authentic self most of the time and access our magical divine powers and play in the joy of this massive transfiguration going on, and having incredible tools to transform everything that is adverse at all to give ourselves the most beautiful world and lives ever.
So did we bring in the immortal codes?
I think we should do that in the next segment.
Okay, let's do that in the next segment. Thank you for watching.
I think this is a
okay, and we'll thank you
complete,
for yes. I was getting that, but I didn't want to miss anything. But we will get that.
You have me.
In the next show. And thank you for watching. I'm here with Aurora, Juliana, Ariel, and your website again.
.com and sacredalchemy.com for the temple, our global healing ministry mission, and then you can find all the wonderful things and offerings to help you actualize your greatest potential, live your highest destiny, be part of the community of light, and just Google my name.
Okay. Thank you for watching. I'm Alan Steinfeld for Newrealities.